So I'm going to tell you guys the story of Amicia the 15th. Oh, I already fucked it up. Hold on. It is said that Amicia the 15th was a princess of a small kingdom of bunny people, well in the in-betwixt of Crystalia. It is said that this particular colony of bunny people, this particular kingdom, and especially the royal family, descended from Lapinor herself. Who is Lapinor, you say? Lapinor is, as I mentioned, the nature goddess of fertility. Also a bunny person. Amicia was not the oldest of her siblings, but she was born very specially. You see, Amicia was born with heterochromia, or two different colored eyes. She was announced and destined to become the next queen immediately. See, this kingdom had a prophecy that every couple hundred of years, a member of the royal family would be born with eyes of different colors, and they shall rule an era of peace and prosperity within the kingdom. Luckily, her siblings were not resentful. Amicia was always jovial and the life of the party. Even though she wasn't allowed to leave the castle without an escort, it was rumored she would often sneak out of her castle. She would go to the town and partake in what could only be described as excessive debauchery. Though she sometimes found her studies hard, she quickly became quite skilled in the kingdom's martial arts, a style of palm strikes, powerful bunny kicks, and debilitating hip checks. Not to mention the use of stealth and needles. But despite this, Amicia loathed the responsibility that came with being the next queen. The politics, the etiquette, all the pressure that her reign must be perfect just because she was born differently than everybody else. From her frequent trips outside the castle, she saw how her people suffered and how the crown did little to help make their everyday life better. Now, as someone who's traveled across the in-betwixt, the kingdom is like, it's like not that bad. It's still like, you know, like, it's still like okay. Like people were struggling, but it's not like, I've seen some fucking kingdoms, let me tell you, but I digress. A commoner once asked her, Amicia, that is, how a queen could do anything to help her people, or even know her people, if she spent all of her time inside the castle. From her time outside, Amicia heard of other kingdoms far away that did things entirely different than her reclusive kingdom. She really felt that if she was going to help this kingdom, if it was possible that she would lead them to an era of prosperity, she needed to know how they did things outside. She needed to travel the world, not only to find the answers to the questions and the problems her kingdom had, but also to find herself. She knew her people would be fine under the rules of her mother or her various brothers that she had. So one night, she left a note. She snuck out of the kingdom with as many needles as she could carry, and she left. On her very first night outside of that kingdom, she found bandits trying to rob a young maiden. She quickly dispatched these thugs, saving the woman from them. The woman was a bard. She introduced herself as Lorian, and she asked the name of her savior. But Amicia paused. She knew if she was going to get anywhere, she would have to leave her people, her lineage, and her name behind. And the bard said she need not tell her name. The bard knew about needing to run away from the past and smelled it on the princess. Amicia quickly decided on a name, though. Once an insult used to belittle her people, a name fitting a traveler or mercenary she was to become. She looked to the bard and she spoke one word. Cottontail. Ahem. That's the story. You can all go home now. Love it. Thank you. 20s? That was good? You liked it? Hog. Now I sleep. Alright, Prune. Get to bed. That was really nice. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys liked it. Thanks to the bedtime story, of course. Hey, yo, what? Freaking love it. Whole fucking story, I didn't register the key fucking details. What details did you pick up in retrospect? Very sweet, my queen. Have a nice night. Thank you, Argonian. I'm gonna keep playing the game. I just, someone played the card. Hediachromia and needles? Yeah.